Hello and welcome everybody to another student success interview. Today we have with us Wa'il. How's it going, Wa'il? You alright?
Assalamu alaikum guys. Yes, I'm
Alaikum
going good.
salam.
Alhamdulillah.
Good. So Wa'il, could you just quickly introduce yourself, your age, where you're from, what got you into high ticket sales?
So my name's Wael. I'm 20 years old at this moment. And what got me into sales is that I was just scrolling past like 2 years ago when I was 18, and I didn't really want to take the traditional route of just going to university and dumping my money on something that I just didn't want to do or I had no info about. So I learned about the high ticket space and I learned about just the industry in general. And I saw like I keep seeing people make money online. I'm like, why am I not in on this? So yeah, I just saw Shahib live, asked him a bunch of questions. I mean, absolutely rinsed the questions out of him. And yeah, I got, you know, I got the shot and then I took it.
Excellent. What was you gonna do? Let's say if you didn't get in high ticket sales, what was you gonna do in university?
Genuinely, I don't know. And I didn't want to take that route. And I was just I was in a puddle of just like randomness. And, essentially, like I was stuck in the middle. And yeah, I was just researching about the online space. I was researching about agencies, like e-commerce, all of that. But they all had one thing in common, which was a sales team. And I was like, why don't I learn the foundational skills of learning the full sales cycle, and then I can probably create a business in the future, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I just saw you talking about sales, and I saw you like break it down, and I went through a free training, which it was a free training, and I was the only one I remember that really actually completed it. And and yeah, I went through it, and yeah, it amazed me because it made total sense to me that like there was a setting, closing, and then there's a sales manager, and then there might be the owner or whatever. You just broke it down to me, and it just made so much sense. So, I took the leap of faith and just joined.
Would you consider yourself as an introvert or an extrovert in terms of personality?
Well, I thought like I was very introverted because as soon as like I joined the program, I never really wanted to role play. I never really wanted like I was just making excuses.
Mm.
I was just doing I was doing the most at the same time. And as soon as I let that comfort zone go, I'm become more ambiverted. So I would sort of be an introvert and an extrovert.
Mm.
But yeah, sales really got me out of that comfort zone, and I really thought that I was an introvert, but that's just a myth. Everyone thinks they're an introvert at first, but
Mm.
yeah, as soon as you develop that sales skills and you just talk to people, you have that networking connection. It's great.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, even when I started, I was pretty anxious picking up the phone. I was introverted as well. I had a bit of a stutter, right? But the
Same,
thing is, sales, what I've learned, and probably what you can attest to as well, is that sales is an acquired skill. It's not something
absolutely.
inherently that people have. You can learn it, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so you're like 18 looking into this. You've kind of seen other business models, but you found sales was the best one. So yeah, so let's talk about what were the big key takeaways, let's say, within the program itself that you learned and that helped you develop into an appointment setter that you are now.
Well, many things like objection handling. The program in itself is great. It's just that what it teaches you outside of the program, like networking with other people, like there's all these little extra things that will help boost your confidence. It will help boost your speech skills. It would, all around calm yourself. Because I remember in my first ever role, I was working as a dialer, and I had this severe stutter. And I remember my first ever dial, I got so nervous for no reason. And I'm dialing 400 people a day, and I'm
Mm.
my first ever dial. I just never knew. Yeah, I mean, it was very nervous, but this program it teaches you how to calm yourself down, and it teaches you like it also like it just teaches you how to network. Essentially, that's the biggest takeaway from this program because
Mm.
as soon as you join, like you get access to an international community where most likely 24/7 people will be available for a role play, whether you're American region or a UK region.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so let's fast forward. So obviously you learned the skills. Did you have any sales experience beforehand?
No, absolutely not. I had no skills, absolutely
Okay.
zero.
No skills. Okay, fair enough. So no skills, came into sales. So you landed a role quite recently, right? This was a role that I was very impressed actually that you landed, right? Because this was a influencer, which is basically a business owner. For those who don't know what an influencer is, just someone who sells these high ticket packages. Normally, when people enter into the industry, they work with businesses that are around 50K, 100K a month max, right? And then you kind of get yourself going, right? But while he basically got into a role that was 500K a month, right? So it was a very high performing sales team that he got into immediately, right? So he must have done something right to impress the people who were hiring, okay? And tell me a bit about your experience with that specifically, though, before you got into like at the interview stage, because a lot of people they're asking questions to me. "Oh, I don't have experience. How would I get into a role like that? How did you get around that as a beginner?
Well, essentially, I never had much experience, but I did tell them that I was on a role prior, and it wasn't a great role.
Mm,
It wasn't a great role. It was essentially a role where leads were getting generated, but the results for the leads weren't accurate. Let's just say it that way.
okay.
And I told them I was putting in the dials, and I was getting no results, but I would still show up every day with proof that I would just grind this role. And they never took me on straight away to this 500K role. I'm just letting you know. They took me on to this e-commerce role. The leads weren't great, but they did see my work ethic, which they were very keen about. So they decided to give me a shot on a bigger role. And as soon as this bigger role came out, wow, like I put in the grind and I basically outperformed all the sales team. And yeah, after I outperformed the sales team, they did want to take me on to be a hybrid closer and as I said at the same time, and then
Excellent,
fully transition into a closer.
excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, cool. So you mentioned two things there that were pretty good. So the first thing was, bro, as a beginner, how did you outperform the rest of the sales team? And in terms of the rest of the sales team, were they all beginners as well, or were they experienced?
These guys were big boys. They were like 500K cash collected and 1 mil cash collected. Um, when I was networking with these guys, they had good cash collected, but like they left leads on the plate, like
Mm,
loads of leads, and I see the consistency with these guys. Um, and even like I was literally just taking every lead possible. Like as soon as I see a lead on the computer or my phone, I'm gonna text him ASAP. And I got so annoying that they were trying to take my leads as well. Like let's just put it that way.
mm,
Um, yeah, but what they lacked was consistency and motivation. Like, no, no, not motivation. Sorry, more discipline. They were relying on more motivation. Let's just say that. So if
mm.
we get into a group interview with the whole, not the whole company, but the whole company for that role, the whole sales team. Let's just say, oh, we're gonna put a story push out there today, or we're gonna put a tag out there today, where you know you need to be on your gears and grind. That's when they will come because they have that motivation from the sales manager.
Yeah.
But any other days they will just leave leads on the plate, and they were making good money. They were making good money, like they were making around 3K a month. But with a grind, you can make potentially 4 or 5K if you just outperform these guys with consistency.
Mm. Excellent. And there's another point you mentioned there as well, which is that even though you're a beginner, you worked hard, and that work ethic allowed you to shine through all of the other applicants, right? So this is what I kind of want to mention to everyone listening. Yes, doesn't it doesn't matter if you're new to this industry. You can get in just based on your work ethic as well, right? Because think about it, these businesses, they want appointment setters who are going to reach out to every single lead like as soon as possible. We call it speed to lead, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, there are people out there who are more experienced, but they feel like they have a bit of ego now because they've got their experience, right? They're like, oh, you know what, these leads, forget it. I want the best leads, right?
Oh, can I touch up on that?
Yeah, yeah, go for it,
Okay,
please.
okay. So, essentially, at the end of the role, why they did take me on as a hybrid closer and a hybrid closer and a setter was because I was actually showing up to the coaching calls like every single day. So there was a sales manager rotation every week,
Hmm.
and they saw that I was putting in the work. and then essentially I got green lighted for becoming a closer. But
Amazing.
but the sales manager actually highlighted that all these closers are on these role and they're earning maybe 5K a month when they can be earning 10K. Let's say they're not showing up to the sales calls. They're not like doing call reviews where they take the call and the sales manager reviews over it, see what they done wrong. They just skip over it and go about their day essentially.
That's the thing, bro. That's the thing. Closers and setters, like, to make money, is just getting better at the skill. This is what is gonna determine how much money you make, right? So if you have that work ethic like Wael and you put in the work, you do the skill right, you're gonna be able to make that money and make more than other people, right? So even though there's a lot of sales setters, closers out there, don't be afraid of that. You are your own competition, right? You want to outwork everyone else, right? You want to work hard, you want to learn the skills, and then basically from there, that's when you can shine through and get all of these opportunities, right? Constantly, we always see newbies getting into this space and earning money as well. So, back to you, Wael. So, you were on a team who was experienced. You topped the leaderboard that particular month. How much did you collect for the business, and how much did you therefore earn in commissions? Like, was you on a base plus commissions? How did the compensation structure work as well?
No, it was pure commissions only. So that whole thing was pure commissions only. But I did after so basically I would let me just say this first. I did make around 75 cash collected a month. But on top of that, I got bonuses, which
Oh,
made it
okay,
around 85 because I was top of the leaderboard consistently
nice.
that whole week. Like that whole like week after week, sorry. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool, cool. So the leaderboard was weekly then, not monthly.
It was weekly. So like
Okay,
let's say you saw 10 cents, I'll do 10 cents a day. So I was
okay,
consistently topping that. Maybe 1 or 2 days, some a dialer might outperform me because the leads are not great as like in the
yeah,
DMs,
yeah.
essentially. They're not in the pipeline. But yeah, 1 or 2 days. But as soon as leads come in, is yeah, yeah, you're finished. I'm on top of the leaderboard.
I love to hear it. I love to hear it. So tell me, like, out of the 85K cash collected, what did you receive as commission then at the end of that month?
It was, I think it was around like 3.5K, maybe 3.5K, four.
3.5K, 4K.
Something like that. But I
Okay.
could have done way more. I was a little bit lazy when it came to the last week. The last week,
Yeah,
um, yeah, the last week I was a little bit lazy, and I could have got maybe 4K if I really wanted to, but I did slack around.
fair enough. I mean, you got 3.5. You're like, you know what?
Bro, yeah,
Pat myself on
I'm
the
like, let
back
me
there.
enjoy life for the last week.
Good, good, good. No, that's well deserved. Okay, cool, cool. So now tell me a bit more about the day in the life of a setter. So you're setting for this high performing sales team. They're making 500K a month altogether. What's your role? What are your hours? Talk to me about that.
Okay, so the hours are pretty much they're not limited, they're limitless. So it's essentially when lead comes in, you're gonna have to answer to that lead, no matter what time it is. So I'm not saying wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning and just message these leads. But it
Mm.
depends on your time zone, it depends on various things. You can't set yourself like a timer or something like that. So sales is like a pretty good job, yeah, if you have like a family or you have like something like that. So let's say if my daughter was crying or something like that, I can go change her nappies or whatever, and then come back to this, and I'll just wait for a lead. And yeah, pretty much that's pretty much it. Unless you're like a closer where you have a schedule and you have back-to-back calls, that's totally different. But when you're a seller, you can do it whenever you want, whenever. So if I wanted to work at American night times, I can do
Mm.
that. If I wanted to work at midday or in the morning, that would be UK, Australian leads.
Okay, cool. So you talk about dialing and you talk about DM setting. What are they exactly? And what do you prefer?
So so DM setting is when a lead, it could be outbound and inbound. So I was working inbound where leads, they would write a tag and they would say, oh, I'm interested in this and this and this, I want to know more about it. As soon as they say that, I obviously nurture them, I guide them, I give them more information, and essentially I turn that lead into a hot lead, so the closer calls. And
Mm.
it's not like a lead where you want to throw in the air. It's like a lead where you want to close because it's commission based, and you want to take care of this guy or girl. Um, yeah. And for a dialing role is actually on the phone. So you could be doing outbound, you could be doing inbound. In my role, it was inbound. Uh, yeah. So leads come up on the pipeline. They usually write their email. They go through the VSL, and yeah, they're usually in the pipeline, and we'll give them a dial. They say so and so and so. You're interested. You have an opportunity. If they tick all the boxes, we're willing to give you a shot. Um, and yeah, we'll book them in for a dialing call. I mean, sorry, for a closing call, and
Mhm.
yeah, essentially that's it. And it's up to the closer whether they close or not. But generally, it's up to you to make the lead hot or cold. This is completely performance based, and if you want something like that can get you results like this, it's not gonna happen. You have to play the long game with it,
Mm.
and you have to stay consistent.
What was your technique on nurturing the lead so they're hot before the call?
So sometimes I would literally hold back. So I would say, "Are you sure you really want to do this? Are you 100% sure?"
Mm.
Like we have limited space, something like that. Something like we have limited spaces. Um, like where would you like? I would also create urgency. Like where would you see yourself in 6 months? Like where would you not see us? Like what happens with like you don't see yourself in 6 months without this? Would you still be doing the same thing? Like something like that to
Mm.
try build the kind of urgency in them and make them question themselves.
Yeah.
Um, Also, if the lead does not is not really interested or he doesn't have the funds, you do have to make sure you leave a good impression for future follow-ups. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And it's just consistency. And yeah,
Okay, brilliant, brilliant. So, you talked to me about that role. Okay, cool. So, there are a lot of people who would be skeptical about not just getting into sales, but just making money online and all these kind of online programs out there. What would you say to them now that you've been through one and you've actually seen money come in?
I would say if you're skeptical, I'll say still do it. I'll say still do it because you can do part-time roles, and if you're not really feeling it, you can back away essentially. But part-time roles, they do pay good as well. They usually pay base, and they usually pay commissions on top. You can do a weekend role, you can do another role on top of your main job, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So let's say you do a 9 to 5. After that, you want to try out sales a little bit, but you have to be consistent with it. It's not like something where you pick up and you put down, or it's like a passive income, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're skeptical, just try it out. Try it out. Like if you're gonna stay in that comfort zone, you're not gonna get anywhere. I mean, shape, you're probably not gonna waste any time with those people. That kind of mindset we don't want in the industry. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
I don't want, but literally owners and sales managers and founders, they don't want that as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you have
I
that
mean,
kind
we
of
don't mind it because we're going to win regardless, right?
mindset.
It's
Yeah,
just
sure.
easier for us. But yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're skeptical, okay, you have some questions, get your questions answered, then just get on it and try it. It's
I
that
was skeptical
simple.
at first. It was fine. But if
Everyone
you have
is.
if
Yeah.
you have that if you have that if you have that not growth mindset, but forced mindset of I'm gonna be at the bottom, or there's no money in this, or it's saturated, or if you keep making those excuses, then this industry is not for you. I'm not.
Yeah, yeah.
You
No,
need to. You
exactly.
need. You need your.
Exactly.
You need your mind to grow.
This is something where it's performance based. So it's
Absolutely.
all down to you, right? And for a lot of people, it's a bit difficult because their mind isn't yet expanded in terms of taking responsibility for their own finances, right? And this is
Absolutely.
also obviously down to societal conditioning and stuff like that, which is a whole other topic.
Yeah.
But okay,
School and
cool.
stuff like that. Yeah.
So Wael, also you're in the closer portal group as well. Tell us about the opportunities that are in there because a lot of people think sales setting closing is saturated. There's not many opportunities out there. There's a lot of people applying to each role. Tell me your thoughts on that being in the industry for some time.
I'm gonna be so real. The opportunities in the closer portal group, it's overwhelming. Let's say that. There's a lot of them. There's really a lot of them. Especially when you have this recruiter. If you have this recruiter and he's like you're given access to him 24/7, where you can ask questions to him in DMs. I don't see why you wouldn't win unless you're lazy, like we just mentioned, and you have a mindset that's very poor.
Yeah, exactly. So at the moment we have like it's around 200 opportunities a month on average that come in.
Yeah.
Out of those, probably 40% setter roles, 60% closer roles at the moment. It can change month to month. and the average on-track earnings for setters is around 5k a month, and the average on-track earnings for closers I see is around 12 to 15k a month, right?
Mhm.
These are some crazy ones that are out there. I don't know if you saw like 25 to 40k a month.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's like it. That's
I'm
like
like,
Iman Gadzhi
bro, how do you
offers.
get
Like,
back on those, man?
that.
Yeah, yeah, Iman Gadzhi ones and everything like that. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of really good offers out there. And I recently heard from a recruiter, right? I think he was doing some tracking of the people that he's recruited. He basically said out of 1,300 applicants, 2.2% got accepted into roles.
That makes
And he
sense.
said the reason why that was, the reason why the number is so low, is because people do not know how to apply to roles effectively, make their video resume, their CV, their career portfolio. They don't know how to do it properly, number
Yeah,
one.
interview
And number
skills and
two,
yeah.
interview style, right? Skills, how to answer questions. They just don't know how to do it. So immediately the business owner just moves on to someone else, right?
Mhm.
So although, okay, there might be some setters and closers in the industry, the competition is really like the flood is at the bottom, right?
Mhm.
But what we're here to do in our training and recruitment is get you to the top, so you don't have to worry about those at the bottom. So yeah, that's basically talking about the Closer Portal Group. Um, what are your plans for the future then?
So my short-term goals, I mean, I've been in this industry like working wise about a year. So right now, I currently left the role that I was on, and probably I'm going to not transition, but I'm going to get into another same role. I mean, because of the opportunities in a closer portal group. But yeah, I'm planning to get into a setting role, but I do want to transition into closing because I believe I can do it. Like I said, it's completely competition based. So any role that I get on right now, I'm just gonna crush it as soon as possible.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, hopefully long-term goals, I become a sales manager, or I can maybe transition into corporate tech sales, maybe become an account executive where I can build myself and become like a manager and executive manager, and
Mm.
it will be like, I mean, the pathways are they're limitless. You can become a business owner after this. Um, yeah, so I still have to rejuvenate myself. I mean, I'm in my comfort zone right now, so that's that's what you say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Because within this, you start off as a setter for a few months, get some money in, move up to
Yeah,
a closer or even a hybrid setter closer, and then after that, move up to a sales manager. That's where you can earn like the big bucks, 20k,
yeah,
50k a month, right? And then from there, you can stack a whole load of money and then just make your own business. Whatever you want to do, basically, you're free to
absolutely.
decide. So that's basically all coming, guys. By the way, from a 20-year-old, right? So I know a lot of you guys watching, you're probably a bit older, right? Probably got families, etc. Anyone can do this. The whole reason I have these interviews, well, is just to show people that anyone can do this if they put in the work.
I
That's really
mean,
what we're
I
after.
mean, I
Yeah.
don't really blame the older guys. Like the older
Mhm.
guys with kids. I mean, they've been conditioned like this with this traditional route. I mean, like when I started this route, my uncles were like, "Why are you not going to university and stuff like that?" And the same uncles that I've talked to, like they say that university is vibes. It's all like that. It's like, oh, you're gonna miss all the memories and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't really want that. Like the kind of urgency that I have, I'm not gonna accept that. Like they're the position that they're in, they're stuck at making 2.5 to 3 grand a month. Like I don't want to be in that position.
Mm.
I want to make 10k plus, and I want to have like a portfolio that everyone respects, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Mm.
Of course, you're part of the Closer Portal group. So if anyone has come on through watching this video, you can, I mean, if Wattle's not too busy closing people, perhaps you can reach out to him in the group. But yeah, hopefully we can get you on another interview, right?
Mhm.
Maybe 6 months, 12 months down the line, once you're a
Absolutely.
sales manager or something, and you're making 20k, 30k a month. That would be really exciting. But yeah, other than that, guys, did you have any last advice for anyone perhaps looking to get into this industry?
I don't really have like any advice, but I do want to say that if you join the program and you expect results within 1 month, like that mindset, again, I'm talking about mindset. That mindset is not going to get you nowhere. If you have that mindset of maybe 6 months down the line with no consistency that you're gonna get a role, it's not gonna happen. If you have that mindset that you are gonna join the program, not gonna do role plays, not gonna join the coaching program, and you're just gonna wait for Shahib to kind of baby you like the way through, it just like I'm not gonna say don't join because like I had that mindset as well, and I had that mindset of like there's no consistency whatsoever. I saw like I had consistency, but I saw no results, which was like a dagger to the heart. Um, but yeah, this industry will make you build tough skin, and that's pretty much it from my whole.
That's it, bro. That's it. That's as real as it can get. That's as real as it can get. So we'll end it on that. Very good piece of advice from the brother. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on another Student Success interview. Thanks a lot, White. Appreciate it, bro.